I'm going to start this video off with a comment on one of my videos. It was one of my East Bend Knocked videos. Now, in these videos, I am knocked or naked, but except for sunglasses and usually wearing my Diamondbacks hat. Now, I'm going to get to that in a couple minutes. Now, because I am totally naked in these videos. Now, I'm assuming they want to see the naughty bits. Now, there's only a couple set of conditions. I might make a video like that. Let me switch hands here. Okay, if I met it with some chick that was into making videos like that, but we would have to. There's a couple of ways we could do it. We could set a camera up on a tripod, and we could both be at a distance. Now, what we could do? Now, my camera, or maybe she's got a camera with a long remote. I've got a remote for my camera, but it's only good for maybe about 10 feet or so, and that's not far enough away to where you can't, where our naughty bits are blurred. So one of us could sneak around back behind the camera, to activate the camera, while the other one is at some distance. And they could run around where they're way off of shot, and then by the time you could see their naughty bits, they would be far enough away that it would be kind of blurred. Or if the chick help me make a video with better editing than I am, and do the same thing that Wonder Hussy did on one of her videos, to put that red YouTube red triangle over the naughty bits so that you really couldn't see them. We can do that. And if she wanted to make a separate video, and where we both showing our naughty bits, I would have plausible deniability and say, yeah, that wasn't me. Of course, I probably wouldn't do that. I would probably say, yeah, that was me, just in a bragging way, and you wouldn't know if it really was me or not. But anyway, that's two sets of conditions that I'd make a totally naked video. I'd have to have some chick help me out. Now let me get back to Diamondbacks hat with the spring training games. Now I've never actually been to a Diamondbacks game. If some chick is into watching Diamondbacks game, or if she wants to, maybe she's from some other part. Maybe she's from the eastern United States and just wants to hang out here and watch her favorite team. Practicing here in the Valley somewhere, because there are lots of teams, lots of the teams that do have their practice fields here. If some chick wants to meet up with me, I mean, we'd be totally closed for that. We'd have all our clothes on for it. Watch a spring training game. But if you want to watch a spring training game with me, yeah, I'd sit down and do that. I'd do that at least once. I don't think it's really my cup of tea. I'll sit down and watch the games a little bit. But I got out of the habit of, I used to watch them all the time. I used to watch the Suns all the time. And I got out of the habit, used to watch the Cardinals when they played. But I got out of the habit of watching sports teams. I kind of, now it's just, watching YouTube videos. But anyway, if some chick wants to have me go with her to watch a spring training game, yeah, I'd be up for that. Let me switch hands again. I'm holding I really hold my phone with my hand. I got to keep switching. But anyway, next thing I want to cover now, in one of Laura's videos, her YouTube channel is Not Yellow for Me. I don't know if it's a reference to me or somebody else, but she said she would never have a boyfriend with full facial hair. And check, that's your preference. Now, yeah, I shave. I don't shaving this off. Now, but there was something my mother had said many, many years ago. Yeah, she's been gone for a long time. But anyway, many years ago, there was a guy with a big bushy beard, and he'd reference that to tickling a particular female body part. Now, again, I'm keeping my YouTube channel kid friendly. You have to kind of read between the lines there, but you talk about this big bushy beard being a female body part tickler. I'm hoping the adults here get that. Okay, the last thing I'm going to cover is for, God, I'm trying to remember his name. But he has explaining computers YouTube videos. He's got a video out every Sunday. But anyway, yeah, in his latest video, he takes some time to make a special case out of ABS plastic. It's a case for, he makes like a mini ATX case for one of the small, there's several types of the newer form factors they have for computers. They're not all like the old ATX cases. They're the much smaller ones. There's like the, Raspberry Pi size, which are credit card size computers. Now, if you're not into that, they've got, get it with my fingers. You know what size a credit card looks like. They've got full-blown computers the size of credit cards. I'm talking about, CPU and graphics and everything on, audio, everything on, on credit card size computers. Now, he's made a case out of plastic for one of those little micro computers. He's got the power supply and the hard it's a solid state hard drive. He mounts that all there inside this plastic case. He spent some time making this plastic case. I thought, well, hell, I've had these ideas for a long time. These are peanut cans. You get these at it's Kirkland, it's Costco. But I've got tons of these things, and I thought I could take one of these things. These are free. Yeah, just toss them out. But anyway, I could take a 12-volt power supply, 12-volt transformer. I've got this is a 6 amp. I don't know what this is in something in 40. I don't know the number, but it's just this one says 6 amp on it. I'm gonna get to where I got these in a minute, and take for those, make a bridge rectifier, take that transformer. I want to make a 12-volt power supply. I'm gonna get to what I got in mind for that in a minute. Now these are capacitors. I'll give you the circuit later. These are from a few picofarad to about 600-800 microfarad, something like that. Now there's a place here on the internet. It's Gold Mine Electronics. Now I haven't got one of these in about 2 or 3 years, and sometime I'm gonna get some more of their stuff, because there's some stuff off of their website that I want. It's like goldmineelectronics.com or something like that. They've got these. What I used to do is get these mystery boxes. They would be like 5 pounds of surplus stuff. It would be some of it would be oddball stuff, some would be common stuff, be all kind of stuff from small ceramic capacitors to they have a few other items in there. But there would be these boxes, maybe 6 inches by 8 inches, something like that. But stuff, all kind of stuff. They were $5-10. All 2 or 3 capacitors out there would be worth the price you paid for it. So these boxes were. I've got 2 or 3 from 3 or 4 years ago, videos that I made where I was just opening the box and showing going through the various components and kind of explaining what I got. Now, that's before I had my camera. So if I'm going to do one of these in the summertime when I've got lots of spare money. I'll probably buy 2 of these, and just what I would probably do is just open them up first, and then have my camera on the tripod, focused on this box, and just saying, well, this is a capacitor, this is a a small transformer. Some of them are like IF stages for radios, which you don't find anymore. Radios don't use IF. A lot of them are all solid state. That's just kind of the way things are going anymore. So some of these were just useless components, or maybe you could make use of them. Maybe you could do something with them. I don't know. There's probably people that take some of the old components and make parts out of them. But anyway, I had an idea of using one of these to make a 12-volt power supply. Now I've got a handful of old CB. I got some 23 channel and some 40 channel AM and single sideband CB radios. I wanted to just set up something here, where I live, not for a vehicle, but for use that 12-volt DC radio as a base station. Now I need to. I'm going to go into the construction of what I call a half-wave, a helical wound half-wave dipole. It's super simple, but it's. I've made them before, and they work pretty good. For a base station antenna. I don't know if I invented that or not, because I don't see anybody else using them. I haven't seen anybody else put plans for them on YouTube here. I haven't seen them. I've seen half-wave dipoles, but I've never seen one configured as a helically wound half-wave dipole. So I don't know if I've invented that or not. It's too simple. I don't know. I certainly couldn't patent it, because half-wave dipoles have been around for years. Some other video I'll show you just how to make one of those. In fact, I have showed you how to make some. I made a little compact one. It's 2 pieces of 108-inch wire wound on a 20-foot piece of 3/4-inch PVC pipe. Just dead simple. Then you feed it with like RG58, into your CB radio. You can take a SWR meter and trim off the copper and trim off the wire, and you get your standing waves to where you want them. To get them down where it's almost a perfect match. Like I said, that's real simple. And I haven't made one in a long time because I've got out of CB radio, but I wanted to make a 12-volt DC power supply for a for a CB radio. That's actually pretty simple. I'll draw up the schematic for that later if somebody wants it. But it's real super easy if you know a little bit about electronics. Let's see. I think I've covered everything here. And for Nigella, for me, for Laura, I ain't shaving it off. Yeah, you're not. You don't want to meet up with me anyway. I don't think. I don't think that's what you want to do. You know that if I ever hit up Albuquerque and we got together, yeah, I'd want to be hiking one of those the Rockies or where she says she's at. She's in Albuquerque, and she's in mountain not the Sandia, the Dulce Mountains, the Sandia Mountain is one of the mountain ranges there closer to Albuquerque that says she's in the foothill of the other. I know the Rockies are not too far from Albuquerque because I've been through there. I actually spent the night in Santa Fe. There was this had no relevance to any of my other three comments there, but um, the particular bank that I was had at that particular time, there's their affiliate bank I could get some money out of their ATM was the bank, not the bank of Santa Fe, not the bank of New Mexico, but the bank. And I don't know if they're still around or not, but I just thought that was interesting. It was the bank, and I went there, and back in everything was pretty much cash. I'd paid for the motel in cash. You don't do that now. They want a credit card so that if you create some damage, they can go back to your bank and hopefully get some money. But anyway, with the bank. Yeah, I want to hit up New Mexico again sometime. If I get monetized here on YouTube where I can go travel, yeah, that's what I'd do. I would definitely hit up a lot of places again. Okay, I'll cover why I was in Santa Fe some other time. Okay, ciao. Vaya con Dios. Bye.